Okay, my name is John Paul Close. I guess that one of the most important things I've ever done in my life was to draw a line. I draw a line because I realized there were a couple of realities. Normally we tend to live and think that there is only one reality. And when we're talking about dealing with inequality and poverty, and we're talking about the United Nations, then I find this difficult to understand. Because the United Nations is just that, nations which have hierarchies. And these hierarchies are political hierarchies and economic hierarchies. That is, in essence, already producing inequality. And if we look at poverty, then we may have some ways of trying to eliminate poverty in the world by making people dependent on the economic hierarchies. But if we look at the Netherlands ourselves now, there are millions of people who can't pay their rent, who can't pay their mortgage, they can't pay their social securities anymore. They're in poverty here, and this is one of the richest countries, supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world. So that reality of the United Nations putting up these goals, as far as I'm concerned, it's worthless, because it doesn't work in that reality. So I drew this line for myself, and I thought there must be another reality. And I came to a reality for myself, and I thought, look, that is economics and politics. If I look at here, we're talking about human beings. And from a human being point of view, we come to a totally new reality. Because then we look what is important to us. And we have 4 things that are important to us every day. For instance, food, quality food, that we need every day. We go to the supermarket and we think there is abundance, but where does this food come from? From all over the place. Can we take responsibility ourselves for the food so that we are not vulnerable because the lines of economics that we need to go to the supermarket? We can only go to the supermarket if we have money, so we're totally dependent on that particular reality, on that line. If we produce our own food, then maybe we can become more resilient as human beings. So we do here in Eindhoven. We produce with permaculture, with aquaponics, with all kinds of systems. We are inviting the people to socially engage with their own food production. We talk about air quality. Air, for instance, we need about 30 kilos of air every day that we breathe. Can we take responsibility ourselves for the air that we breathe? Well, we discovered, because we established a community, including the local government, to measure the air quality in the city and to take measures together. And we discovered that 50% of our exposure to air pollution is caused by ourselves. So the very first step is to point ourselves and to see, how do we deal with the city from an air quality point of view, as this is so important to us. So we do this with social inclusion. We invite people to take responsibility and leave the car at home, go by bicycle, do other things that are important to the air quality in the city. The social inclusion is an invitation not to that side, the political economic side. The social inclusion that we are doing in the neighborhoods here in Eindhoven is to come and develop our core values. Another core value is obviously drinking water. The energy, we have to take responsibility ourselves. Health, awareness, we have to do it together. And this co-creation part has nothing to do with the political hierarchies, because when we do these things together and we create abundance, then there is no poverty anymore, because we share all the abundance, all the food, all the energy together among each other. And that is what we're doing here in Eindhoven. It is a citizens' initiative to do these kinds of things, and there are thousands of people already involved here, and it's growing every day. Actually, it is so important that people come from all over the world to look here and they say, wait a minute, this reality here, it exists, and we want it too. And then the difficulty starts letting go, obviously, of this, and then coming to this side. But it's not impossible, because we are showing here in Eindhoven that it can be done. So if Jamal wants something exportable to his home country, then this is exportable, as we're exporting it to India and to Greece and to Spain and all over the place where these activities. We have given it a name. It's called Sustainable Human Progress in a Democracy. It's called Sustainocracy. And if you want you can be part of it too, because as you see, there's a line, and you can draw this line for yourself. It's a choice. Do you want to remain part of that destructive part, or do you want here become part of the constructive part and be sharing the values among each other? Then we don't talk about United Nations anymore. We talk about united human core values. Thank you very much.